Okay, so what I managed to do was put the image up on an easel so it'd be a little bit easier for me to work with. So I've got the hair, her hair glued down just a little bit, and now I'm getting ready to do the lips. But because there's so many little curves in here, and once again, this is my first time doing a semi-photo realistic art quilt, so I'm doing the best I can. So I'm going to take this piece of red because I want to have bright red lips because it's pretty. And I'm going to just let it stay on here for a bit. And then when it dries a little bit more, I'm going to cut around the edges, because that way I think it'll be easier for me to get the exact shape. Don't know if it's going to be right or if it's going to work, but it'll be fine. And then I'll do the bottom lips afterwards. And I think I cut enough fabric for that. This is going to be great for all those extra pieces of fabric that I have. Okay, I hope you have enough light that you could see this. So, like I said, I glued the lips down to the muslin fabric. So I'm going to cut real closely around the edge just to pull it away, because I want to make sure I get the shape right. And I'm using these scissors that are kind of curved a little bit to really get in there and get this cut without cutting through the main fabric. If I do cut through the main fabric, then I will just have to put a patch on it. So my reason for doing it this way is because I want to make sure that I get the shape of her lips right. Okay, so that's the top one. Now it looks all jagged and everything, but keep in mind, I'm still gonna quilt and stitch this down. So let me get some glue and we'll work on her bottom lip. So see, I just took a little bit of glue. Just kind of wanna, you don't wanna oversaturate the glue. You don't need a lot of glue, because otherwise that glue will just leak all the way through. So I'm going to take my little scrap piece here and kind of get it to, okay, since that went that way, I'm going to cut this off. So I'm going to put this just like that. Now I want to let that glue dry for a few minutes, and I'm going to take off a little bit of extra here. But I think you kind of get the idea. It's these little pieces I'm not super crazy about, but we're going to let that dry, and then we'll come back to that. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do for the skin tone and the eyes and all that other stuff, but we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so sorry I didn't show you how I attached the face and the eyes, because that got real complicated. I had to find the bits and pieces of the fabric, and I had to cut and glue and take my time. And this took me about 2 days to do the face with the black pattern fabric. Then I had some other swatches for the shoulders, and I attached that. Once again, it's a slow process. You've just got to kind of put it together like a puzzle piece. And once you do, it really will come out looking nice. And you'll see in the upcoming video sections what it looks like. Okay, I'm almost done. Well, that's probably incorrect. Not almost done with the fabric quilt. Now I'm auditioning colors for the background, and I think I've settled on the blue. Now it's just a question of finishing up. So I think the blue will look good as a background because it's not screaming and taking away from the actual image. At least that's what I think. Okay, so now I think you can see where I've stitched all around the outline of it. So on the back, you see the stitching came through, but I didn't want this to be on the back of the quilt. So that's why I stitched it down now, just kind of like applique. So I stitched it all the way around all the different edges. It took a couple of different threads of fabric, different colors of thread, but I think it worked out just fine. So now we're gonna take it over to the quilt frame and sandwich it down and do some more fun stuff with it. And I can't wait for the finished product. Wow, that's a lot of work. Okay, so I have my Brother HE 240 embroidery machine, and these are the settings to make the zigzag stitch that's gonna go all around the edges. So I've already worked on some parts of it already. So now I'm just gonna stitch down around where the hair is. So just kind of have to wrestle with it and put that there. Where's my sewing foot? And okay, I know you didn't want to hear the sewing machine going on and on and on while I stitch this part together, while I do the applique, the whole zigzag stitch thing. So I kind of sped it up, and you'll see the end result in the next section. Done. So that's that. That's that. This is really my favorite machine for this type of project. So let me take it over to the table and show you what it looks like. Okay, now you can see where I actually got it attached to the quilt frame. And we're still not done because now I've got to quilt down the whole entire thing. But we're getting there, slowly but surely. Now I've got the quilt top and the batting. I just laid the batting on there. So we've got the quilt backing, which is going to be just plain white cloth. We've got the batting, and we've got our layer of the quilt top. And I've pinned it to the top. So you can see it's really taut and it's in good shape. It's where it's supposed to be. So now I'm just gonna roll it up. Oops, I've got to loosen the one here. Gotta loosen that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to put the camera on the tripod. Hold on. So I'm just gonna roll this up so it'll be nice and even. And I'm so sorry there's no sound on this last part, because what had happened was I really was focusing and concentrating and got into attaching this to the quilt frame, trying to really get it straight, really line it up. And I actually forgot that I had some music playing, and clearly can't deal with copyright. Don't want to deal with copyright issues or violating someone's copyright. So that's why there's no sound, and that's why you hear me talking over this part. But you don't necessarily have to attach yours to a quilt frame. I'm sure you could do it by hand or with a regular sewing machine. It's just entirely up to you how you choose to do it. So the one last section of this video, which will probably be part 3, will be where I'll show you the finished product. It's honestly taken me about I would say at least like 2 weeks working on this quilt. No, let me go back and say like a month. But I say a month, but I actually haven't been working on it every single day for a month. I start, I stop. One thing about doing something like this I try to work on it when I'm really inspired and in the mood to get it done, to make it look really nice and take my time. With a project this big, after you've put so much energy into it, you really want to take your time and you don't want to mess up. You don't want to have to pull out stitches. You don't want to have to dump the whole thing because it looks really bad. Um, you just don't. I mean, once again, if you've watched part one of the video, you basically you select an image, print it out. If you can get it printed out large, 18 by 24 inches or 2 feet by 3 feet, whatever size you want to make your quilted image. So this is obviously the quilt top. I'm using batting in the middle, and I have a plain background for it. And as you can see, it took a lot of pins, and I was really, really, really trying hard to get this attached really the right way. And just to give you a little heads up, I actually had to go back and take some things out because it puckered a little bit on the other side. But I went back and fixed it. So let me see if I can speed you through this video because I'm sure you don't want to watch me just put pins in a quilt top. But I do appreciate your watching, and please subscribe to my channel. Check out my Etsy shop for more of my patterns. And once again, thank you for watching, and I'm just going to try to speed it up from this clip going forward. Oh, and yes, you could see my quilt template stencil underneath how I'm going to do it. See? Oh, gosh, it came out so nice. I'm really loving this. I know some people aren't thrilled about some of the color choices that I've used because I've kind of been sharing images with folks of the process as I go along. But I think it looks great. And this is really my first time making a large quilt frame, a large image that's quilted. And it's actually beginning to look like something that I want it to. So, once again, thanks for watching and have a great day. Okay, and this is the last section, last part for this particular video. Once again, I had to take the sound out because I had a whole bunch of music playing in the background, and I sped it up a little bit, but I still wanted to make sure you get to see the process. You could, of course, slow the video down if you want to take a closer look, but I think you get the idea. And in the third segment of this video, I'll show you what it looks like when it's all finished. Oh, thanks for watching. Bye.